What happens when a major world power, like the United States, sets its sights on a remote island in the Arctic? Is it about territorial expansion, or is there something deeper at play? President Donald Trump's 2019 threat to purchase Greenland provides a glimpse into the shifting geopolitics of the Arctic. This seemingly bizarre proposal wasn't just about acquiring a piece of land. It was a direct response to the growing competition in the region, particularly from China. Trump's interest in Greenland, a landmass known for its ice and vast expanses, was rooted in its strategic location and its resources, both of which are becoming increasingly valuable. As the Arctic region transforms into a new geopolitical hotspot, Greenland holds a unique position in the Arctic, sitting between North America and Europe. As the ice melts and new shipping routes open, countries with a presence in the Arctic stand to gain economically, militarily, and politically. With the United States' long-standing interest in the region, Greenland offers unparalleled access to vital sea routes, military positioning, and natural resources. For the U.S., Greenland is more than just a landmass. It is seen as a gateway to the Arctic. As the region becomes a focal point of global competition, the U.S. could not afford to lose influence over this strategic location, especially as China began to increase its involvement. Trump's proposal to purchase Greenland was part of a broader strategy to secure U.S. interests in the Arctic, particularly in relation to the growing presence of Russia and China in the region. Historically, the U.S. has maintained military bases in Greenland, such as the Thule Air Base, which plays a crucial role in missile defense and strategic operations. The idea of China gaining a stronger foothold in Greenland, both in terms of resources and infrastructure, was unacceptable to the U.S. This threat to purchase Greenland was an open declaration of the U.S.'s intentions to maintain control over the region's strategic importance, underscoring the country's commitment to securing Greenland for American interests. While the United States grappled with its strategic interests, China, on the other hand, took a more direct approach. Beginning in the early 2000s, Chinese companies started eyeing Greenland's rich natural resources. Greenland is home to vast deposits of rare earth minerals, uranium, iron ore, and other critical materials, making it an appealing target for China's resource-driven global strategy. These resources are vital for China's economic growth and technological advancements, particularly in fields like electronics, renewable energy, and military technology. In 2015, China made its first significant investment in Greenland through the ESA Iron Ore Project, a massive mining venture located in southwestern Greenland. The Hong Kong-based General Nice Development Group, a subsidiary of the General Nice Group, acquired the project. This marked China's first substantial foray into Greenland, and although the project faced delays due to logistical and environmental challenges, it set the stage for future investments. By 2016, Chinese investment in Greenland had deepened, with the acquisition of a 12.5% stake in Greenland Minerals, which controls the Kvanefjeld rare earth and uranium project. This project is one of the world's largest deposits of rare earth elements and uranium. Rare earth elements are critical to China's manufacturing sector, especially for electronics, wind turbines, and military technologies. This investment solidified China's economic presence in Greenland, signaling a strategic interest in securing control over critical resources in the Arctic. Beyond mining, China also expressed interest in Greenland's infrastructure. These projects include port development and logistical ventures aimed at supporting the extraction and transportation of resources from Greenland to global markets. With this infrastructure in place, China wasn't just investing in Greenland's resource extraction. It was laying the groundwork to control the flow of resources and to gain access to the Arctic's emerging trade routes. China's growing influence in Greenland, both economically and politically, has sparked concerns from the United States and other Western powers. China's influence in Greenland is not only the result of direct investment, it has also come through careful diplomacy and economic leverage. While Greenland's local government has been cautious about Chinese investments, the country's growing dependence on foreign capital has made it difficult to completely shut out Chinese interests. The potential for jobs, growth, and increased revenue is enticing for Greenland, making it a challenge for local politicians to resist foreign investments, especially from a power like China. China's investments in Greenland are part of its broader strategy to expand its presence in the Arctic region. As climate change makes the Arctic more accessible, new shipping routes are opening that could drastically reduce shipping times between Asia, Europe, and North America. Greenland's strategic position places it at the center of these new shipping lanes, which China views as crucial for its economic development. Through its investments in Greenland's infrastructure, China is positioning itself to control, or at least influence, these emerging trade routes, which are vital to its Belt and Road Initiative. This initiative is part of China's global strategy to expand its trade and influence through infrastructure projects and economic partnerships. China's growing influence in Greenland doesn't stop at the economic realm. As the Arctic becomes more militarized, China's influence could have strategic and military implications. While China does not have formal military bases in Greenland, the region's strategic importance cannot be overstated. The U.S. views any Chinese influence in Greenland as a direct challenge to its security interests, particularly in the Arctic. China's ability to secure access to critical Arctic resources and shipping routes gives it significant leverage in global geopolitics, and this is something the U.S. could not afford to ignore. Greenland's geographical location makes it a key player in the future of Arctic shipping routes. These new routes are opening as the ice melts, and countries with Arctic claims will control access to these paths. For China, securing a stake in Greenland is not just about gaining access to resources. It's about securing control over the region's future trade routes. Greenland's resources, especially rare earth elements, uranium, and iron ore, are vital for China's economic ambitions. As global demand for these resources continues to increase, Greenland offers China an opportunity to ensure a steady supply of these valuable materials. In addition to the economic advantages, China's investments in Greenland's mining projects and infrastructure are increasing its geopolitical leverage in the Arctic. Through these investments, China is positioning itself as a dominant player in the region, asserting itself as a key force in global geopolitics. The Arctic is becoming a region of growing international interest, with China striving to assert its influence, especially as the U.S. and Russia scramble to secure their own strategic positions. This growing competition in the Arctic raises the stakes for both the U.S. and China. The United States has recognized Greenland's strategic importance and has taken steps to counter China's growing influence in the region. Trump's 2019 proposal to purchase Greenland was, in part, a response to China's increasing investments and influence in the Arctic. The U.S. views Greenland as a critical ally in its military defense and economic positioning in the Arctic. Greenland's proximity to the U.S. military base at Thule Air Base makes it an essential location for monitoring Russian and Chinese military activity in the region. However, Trump's proposal to purchase Greenland was rejected by both Denmark and Greenland's local government, demonstrating the limits of U.S. power in the region. Despite the U.S.'s concerns, China's continued economic influence in Greenland highlights the challenges the U.S. faces in asserting its dominance in the Arctic. As China continues to invest in Greenland's resources and infrastructure, its influence in the region is likely to grow, leading to continued tensions with the U.S. In conclusion, China's growing investments in Greenland reflect its broader strategy of securing critical resources, asserting control over emerging trade routes, and expanding its geopolitical footprint in the Arctic. These investments have positioned China as a dominant force in the region, with far-reaching implications for global power dynamics. At the same time, the United States has recognized the strategic importance of Greenland and has taken steps to maintain its influence in the region. The Arctic is rapidly becoming a new frontier for global competition, and both the U.S. and China are positioning themselves to secure their interests in this increasingly vital part of the world.